All right, so let's continue from where we stopped. We were able to add this our toggle in the last class, even though it's not connected to the page, but we need to be able to make sure that this thing is working according to the toggle that we have there. So when it is dark mode, that's what we want to see is dark, and when it is in light mode, we want to see the lights there. So what can we do here? So in order for this thing to work, then we have two modes for your dark mode. You have two modes to change the dark mode there like that. And what can you do? It have under this media. So bringing this tailwind setting once again, it have this dark mode. Which mode do you want to use? So there is media and there is a class. Currently it's using media. Media means it's depending on your system mode, whether you're using the light, the theme that you're using, whether you're using the lighting or the dark theme. So it will pick it based on the system theme there. But what we want to do here is to use the class because we want to talk with stuff. So it's on the light side, we want to be seeing the light. So on the dark side, we want to see the dark. But now if you go back to the page, we should be seeing the light color now. So then we shouldn't be using the black again. As you can see, it's using the light, but that's what it's going to use by default. But we want this thing to change to dark once we switch to that place. And how is it going to work? So in order for Tailwind to know that you are using dark, when you are using dark class mode for your the dark mode, so on your body, you must add the class dark there. That's the only time it works. So in order for this thing to work, we need to add attributes. And the attribute we need to add there is class. And what is the value there? The value is going to be this dark like that. And once you see it, as you can see, it will be better. And that's what we need to be doing. So when you toggle to this side, this thing will switch the class to that. And if the thing, if you click on this one, then the style is going to, or the class is going to be light. And that's the reason why you see that I'm using this thing here inside our toggle class. Let me close anything that we're using for now. Or let me update this one. So this is going to be front-end quiz as the title. So that's all. We need this one. Results page, we're not using it here so that I can focus on what we are doing right now. So results should go. Are we doing anything with the app again? I don't think we are doing anything with the app. But let me come back into this screen mode here. So what we need to do here, as you can see, based on this text, that's what we'll be adding to the class on the board. But how do we get access to the body? You know that you can use your documents, query selector, or your the selector that you have on the body there. So anytime you are toggling your state, so we need to check what is there. Whatever that is there, that's what we put on the stock. So which means here I need to use my light mode is going to be this. By default, I'm going to set it to empty string or I'm going to set it to light. So what we just need to check if the state is light. So instead of us setting like this, we're not going to set it directly. We're going to be doing the setting here like that. So I'm going to set the mode to dark. Then if it is like that, so the mode is going to be light like this. So or like this. So what is it saying? Mode value can have be used. So yeah, it's complaining because I have not used the mode. So yeah, now what I just need to do is to set it to mode because I still want to use the value of this thing to set the body, and I don't want to do it twice. So yeah, what did I type? It should be light, not this text that I typed here. So we have light. By default, just assuming that it's light. So if whatever we have inside the state is light, set the mode to dark when you toggle. But you know it's toggle. So once you toggle the stuff, it will know which one to pick based on whatever we have inside the stuff. And we need to use these states to determine where that, which is what we are using it somewhere. Are we using it somewhere? Yeah, we are using it because if you look at it now, we're using the state to check if it is light. Don't do anything because we know that it's already by the left hand side. But if it is now dark, we know that it's supposed to move to the other end because now it is here already. So which means it's light. And if you click here now, it's supposed to go to the other side because the state now has changed. Anytime you click on it, it will toggle the state like that. As you can see, if you click on it again, you go back there, it will toggle. If you click it again, it will only stop and it will be changing like this. And based on that, we need to be saving this value as a class of our body. And how do you have access to the body? You know, we've talked about this document query selector, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use document body because it will give me access to the body directly. And what did I want to do? I just want to set whatever class that is there like that. Or what I just want to do instead of doing like this, what I can do is to do the stuff from here. So we know that if it is light, what do we want to do? Remove whatever that is there before and add this one. So what we need to do here is to just remove. So when it is light, we need to remove light, but you don't know whether it is there before or not, like that. And again, here, if it is the other opposite, then just remove the, or even I don't even need to put this light. So I don't even need to put this light. What I just need to add is a tag. Then if it is not, just remove the stuff. Because we don't even need to be adding light to the stuff. So it will work out of the box like that. So just save this one. And again, too, since I'm not doing like that again, what I can just do is put this one too directly. I don't even need this one too. Because what I thought I want to use it for is no more there. So let me just put this one at tag directly so that we don't do too much of simplification like that. So let me put it like this. So come down. This one should be lights like that and save now. So what are we doing? When we toggle this stuff, if it is light, add a class tag on the body. So when they say see the class tag, then Tailwind will pick it up and to give us the tag because that's what we need to do on the body. Before Tailwind we show the tag team, you need to have the tag class. And why is it? Why do we need to add a class? It's because inside our Tailwind configuration here, the dark mode is set to class. So when it's set to class on your body, before Tailwind can show you that thing, it must have that particular class. So and that's the reason I'm using this one to just create the stuff. So once you give it that tag like this, as you can see, it will work. And if you remove the class, then it will go back to the order, which is the light. But if that thing is to use light thing. That's what we just did here. So anytime we switch, it will add the class in. And once we click again, it will remove it. And again, now we now have this our tag thing working correctly. But there is a problem. Here now is that. But now if you reload the page, it will go back because the state has been gone. The state is gone. And since the state is gone, then it's always going to show light by default. We're going to see how to deal with this one later on, but for now, let's focus on the main application. We're able to do with the light and dark, but the stuff is not persistent when you reload the page. How to solve that problem, we're going to see later on. So for now, let's focus on the arrangement of the page and some other content that we want to show on the screen there like that. What else do we need to look at our layout? We are not done with it. We need to add this background stuff that is going across the page. As you can see, that this line, but this image that we need to use. And a different way of achieving this thing, one way is by using it as background and you keep moving it around where you want to place it. Another way of dealing with the stuff is by positioning it absolute and you move it and make sure it's always at the back of the other content there. But I think we can use background so that we see how we can combine background color and the background image together like that. Because there's a lot of things that we're going to face on this thing. So let me close up this icon, moon, whatever stuff that we open. And when is our layout? This is our layout there. And I think we can use image so that we don't stress ourselves too much. So this is the main content that we want to display on the screen. This is the main content here. So on here, we can create some other element for this image for all these things here. And we position it absolute and move it around to anywhere we want it to be on the page like that. How do we do it? So just bring the image, this image that I type. So where is this image coming from? You know that it's coming from this our public images and let me see. Okay, they even give us the desktop and the mobile one. But I'm going to use one. So let me see what we have for the mobile and see the difference. Because they say have a different design for mobile. Like that's strictly different. Okay. So me it looks like it's the same thing, just that they cut out the for. But what I'm going to do is to use the same thing. I'm going to use the same thing for both. So I'm going to use that desktop. So there, as you can see, pattern background desktop like that. Is that the name? So let me check. Is there anything like background? As you can, yeah. So they have the one for tablets, the one for mobile, and the one for desktop. And as you can see, it of two types. There's one for dark and there's one for light. So which means we need to have two this in there. So let me see the dark thing. So what's going on with the dark thing? Oh, they are different. What's not the difference between them? Let me see this one. It's not the same color. So let me check. Let's use one first. And if it's the same thing, I don't need to stress myself because it's not needed that you be using. Since they are the same thing, why do I need to duplicate the stuff? So yeah, let's just go inside the images. Then we have access to this pattern, background, desktop, dark.svg like this. So which is going to be this pattern one like that. There are going to be two. There's one the one I just did now is for the one at the top. So go back to the page and let us see what we have. Yeah, as you can see, I don't think they are the same. They are not the same. So let me use the light one. The one for the light instead of that. Let me see what is going to show. Lights. Yeah, they are not the same. So we need to. So this one is for light, and this one is what is going to show when it is dark. And as you can see now, there is a problem. There is a problem. The problem here is that where we are doing the talking is inside this place. But what is going on here too? We want to use it. How do we do it? Like how do we make sure that this is what we are doing the talking, but that state we want to be able to use it on this image to hide it. I've done something like that last time. What did I do? They say you don't need to stress yourself. Tailwind is there for you. You can actually add something based on whether it is light or it is dark, which is what we did for all these icons that we have here. You know that this is not what we're going to show when it is in light. See that the color change, and when you get it display, we are displaying different image based on whether we are in light mode or in dark mode, and that's what we need to do here too, because there is dark one and there is the one for the light. So when we're in dark mode, the other one is what we want to see. I think I have not saved it. Yeah, I've not saved it. But the two of them are supposed to show, as you can see. So this one like this. This is not the way it's supposed to come outside. We're supposed to see this one when we're in dark mode, and we're supposed to see this one when we are in light mode. So the same trick that we used last time is what we just need to use here, like that. For example, here we need to give it a class name. So here we want it to for this one. This is not the way it's supposed to be. So we want it to be hidden when it is in black, when it is dark. So this first one should be hidden when it is dark. And for this one, class name like this. So by default, hidden, and when it is in dark, then show. So now we save it, as you can see, we are in light mode. This is the only one that will show. Now if you go to the dark mode, you see that it's the other one that is going to show. So because Tailwind give us this class based on whether we're in dark mode or in light mode. So, and since we know the image are different, we have two images, but not the two of them that is going to show at the same time. We either show this one or this one. And since this image now, the first one, as you can see, is for the light, the second one is for the dark. And what am I saying here? By default, when it is on dark mode, by default, just show. But when it's on dark mode, we don't want to see you, just hide. So anytime it is in dark mode, just hide out. But now, for this one, hide by default. But when it is in dark mode, then that's when you now come outside. And that's the reason why we can't see the two of them. Because this one is being hidden in dark, and this one is being shown when it is in this in the dark mode. So what we need to do now is to make sure that they are positioned correctly, because right now, as you can see, they are displacing our content. And again too, like this, we need to make sure that the thing is perfectly arranged there. So what do we need to do? So the two of them needs to be positioned. So the styling needs to be the same thing for the two of them. Whether you're in dark mode or you're in light mode, what we want to do is the position is going to be absolute like this. So we're going to use insert zero, which means top zero, right zero, whatever stuff. So Z, I want to use I just want to use one like this because I will move this other one on top of it later on like that. And once it, as you can see now, all this one, since we position it absolute, it doesn't have place again. Other content will take over the space that is occupying there. And I said that this thing should cover up the entire screen. Actually covering the entire screen like that, but it's at the back of the page like that because this one will be at the top. And how do you make sure that all these other one they are at the top? So what we can just do here is to position it by just saying relative, and we can give it a higher thing. There. By default, it will be at the top because as you can see, you see the arrangement. This one is at the top. This one is last. Whatever at the last will always be at the top compared to the one that is coming first. But I only want to make sure that this one is always at the top. I don't want anything. So here I'm just using 10. So no matter what is going on in the page, this one will always be at the top. Even if I give you BG now, you see it, because right now it's not having background, so that's why. If I give BG 500 now, you see that it will cover up the entire stuff. Like so it will always cover up. And why is it not taking up the space? Because the spacing is not taking up everything. But for now, let me just leave it like that. But it will always be at the top. So the other will be at the back, but we don't need background because the thing is actually showing. So it's on top of it, not that it's at the back of the stuff. But there's something we are missing. This header here now, we did not give that spacing that we have from the original design because if you look at the original design here, you see that there is kind of like spacing from the top. So and how do you know that spacing? Click on one of the items that you have at that top. For example, here now, this is the highest one, the one that have the highest top. So take it up. This thing will tell you, or you can hold down this. You can see now, it's telling us the spacing from here to here. So it's telling us that this thing is 53 pixels like that. I don't like pixels, so I'm going to change it to rem because I did need to set the pixels by default, but I will set it to rem. So do it again, and now it should be giving us the stuff in rem. So now it is 5.19 rem like that. So which means for this header now, it needs to have that pattern from the top of the page. But is that the way it is on the back? So don't forget, we are not working for one screen alone. So we need to go and check the other one. So this is the still desktop like that. Okay, this is tablets. Is it the same spacing? I can see that the spacing is different when it is on mobile. So it's not that much. So on mobile, it is just 2.5. So 2.5 on the mobile. What is tablet? Even this is tablet. Tablet and mobile are the same thing. So we're going to use the same thing. So on this one, it is 5. So I will just use 5. On the tablet, it is 2.5. So don't forget, whatever stuff you type here is assuming it is mobile upward. Then you cannot bring anything that you need later. What do we even use? Where is the header? So I have this is the header here. So we need to use that pattern at the top. Or we can even do it with this one if we want, because this is the one that is wrapping the entire content. So what we can just do here is the PC, which is the pattern top. So I want the stuff on mobile to be 2.5. It's not used, let me see 2.5. We have yeah, as you can see. So you can see that that's the table, the value is this 10. And for the other one, I want to use values. So when it is on B screen, why is large? So 1024 now, upward, this is what we want to use. So BT, let me see if we have that 5. 5. Okay, this is 5. So that's BT20, just like double of what is there before. Because I want to always use tailwind value. Now go back to the page. We should kind of have so on desktop that's the spacing, and our mobile this is the spacing. So on mobile it's using where are you? So on mobile, as you can see, the padding here is going to be that our 2.5. But once we go to a bigger screen, then to switch it to 5 REM. So 1024, the padding top is 5 REM, just like the way it is it not too, to me, it looks like it's too big, but I will just leave it like that. So what do we need to do? Again, we need to structure our page, but the page is not structured the way it's supposed to be, because if you look at it there, the content of the page, you can see that it's a spacing from this top downwards. So we need to create that space. Because if you look at it, stuff is not joining with everything at the top. So let me look at the spacing between them. So here now, just take it off. Anytime you want to know any spacing between elements, start from the any one of them, just drag this into the other one. You can hold that the Alt, it will tell you what is the spacing. As you can see from here now to this side, it is this 6.31. That is desktop. Don't forget, we are not working on the desktop. Normally, as when we are dealing with the image, we are going to use our eyes to just guess the stuff. But now we are dealing with Figma design. So you have the design, you have no excuse. So you have to check the value, not just picking any value randomly. So yeah, that one is 6.3. So I'm going to use 6 for it. So let's check this one. This one is 3.625 like that. This is 6.325. So where is it? So this header and the main, we need to space them from each other. Because if you look at this parent, it's holding the header and it's holding the main, which is our content. So we need to display it as flex. So flex, we need to make sure they are on top of each other. Flex goal. So what is going to be gap? Gap is that what we just measured now, which is going to be that 3.625. Did they have it? 3.625. We only have 3.5, so I will just use it like that. And for the large screen, so it's going to be this gap, 86. Yeah, so like this. So save, run it, and going back to the page, you have that spacing now, as you can see. So this one is at top, and that spacing is there. And if you go to small screen, then it will be using the spacing we want. But this thing is, this thing is not working. But I think they give us the image that they gave us the one for the mobile. So if you want to include that one too, you can actually include it. So yeah, I can actually include that one too instead of I don't think this. I actually use it as background, but let me see if it's going to work. So instead of using desktop now, it's going to be mobile. So and this one too is going to be mobile. So we really want this one to show on the mobile. We don't want them to show on the desktop. So how do we do that? How do we do that? So this is for the desktop. When it's on the desktop, we want to see this one. But when it's on the mobile, we don't want to see the stuff. But instead of doing it like this, we can put it them in a group. So yeah, because I don't want like the hidden class is there already. I need to do the same thing. So this is for the mobile. This is for the desktop, and this is for the mobile. So I just want to do it once instead of wasting our time like that. So again, put it here. So what do we need to do? This one, like this, so class name. We don't want to see it on the mobile, but on the desktop, we want it to be displayed like that. The same thing here too. This one, we want to see it on the mobile by default, but when it gets to desktop, we don't want to see it. So save it, and as you can see, it's now coming out. The thing is too big. When I'm using the correct stuff, what is it? 37. I think because I use this inset of zero like that. But I'll just leave it like this for now. That is not the major thing. But what we want to focus on is the application that we are building, not this background. But if you go to desktop app, you use the desktop one, and once you go, it will use the mobile one. But we can actually change styling, but I don't want to waste time on this because I'm using the desktop styling for the mobile too. So that's why it's now getting bigger anyhow. Like the thing is just big anyhow. But instead of doing like that, we can just reduce the stuff. But I'm just going to leave it. I will not focus on that. Let's continue from where we stopped. So the next thing we need to work on now is our home page. So we need to have all this content, pick a subject to get started, and we need to have this list item like that. And again, too, so that the component here is the same thing as this piece. We need to create this component, and we need to work on this box here. And to me, it look like this thing is like this, but I don't want to jam back them together. So I will create a separate one for this. I will create a separate one for this one. Even though they look alike, but we're not going to use the same thing. So let's play. Yeah, I think it's working. Oh, yeah, it's working. Look at the background. It's actually it's doing it the way it's supposed to. So that means everything is correct. But I can see it's just one line that is there, so which means it's working. But I don't think this one is working because I can see that that thing is too big. Let me see what is here. What is the size? The size here is what was the size? 2.5. Yeah. So let me see, what are we using? Did we take care of the mobile? So where's our this thing? Yeah, it's not the same. Where is it? Okay, 12. This is 3 REM, as you can see. But here now he's saying something else on mobile. So it's 2 REM. I can see that it's too big on the mobile. It looks big. So they are not the same. So this one here is for when it's, but for now, let me just leave it. I don't want to. Those one are simple stuff that you can quickly change it. So let's focus on the main stuff. So here now we're on the home page. But why are we seeing this? Why are we seeing this one? Why are we currently? We're on the home page. So how are we? So why are we saying that? So let me go to our app. So what do we have there? So when you're on the index, this is what we want to do. Then when you're on the quiz, this quiz, and when you did this results. So why are we not seeing quiz? Oh, it's the link. So it's working. So let me remove all this one like that. We don't need it. So save it. So what do we have on the page? What we have on the page there is this content. So we have this the heading, then we have this text. But if you look at it, you can't use mobile to judge. You need to look at what is happening on the desktop. Because if you look at the desktop, they are side by side. But on the mobile, they are on top of each other. So even though I will be using mobile right now, I know that they are side by side when I want to work on stuff like that. And I can see the text. So we need to make sure that we're using correct stuff based on the screen size. So on the mobile, so this is our title. So we have this welcome to, and as you can see that the down part is really good compared to the other one. So what we need to do here, we need to create a grouping. So delete all this one for now. This is what we're going to use for the grouping. So class name like this. This is going to be flex. On mobile is going to be on top of each other. But when you get to a bigger screen, then the flex is going to be row. So this is what you use. So what it's just going to do is flex direction of row. This one is going to do flex direction of column. And we need to give it a gap, maybe around that. Let me say 5. It is not too big. But for now, that's what we need. So we handle the side by side. Or we can damn it just by, okay, because I want to show it on the video. So I don't want to be, but let me be looking at it from here. So we have H1. Inside the H1, I have the span. Because if you look at the welcome to, the other one is not put, but the other one is put. So we need to be able to talk to this thing that this is our welcome to the is not code, but the other one, which is this front end quiz like this. And if you look at it, they are always on two lines, it's not on the same line. So that's why I'm kind of putting them in a separate element. So that by the time I display this one as flex and put them on top of each other, it will not see them as same element. It will see them as separate stuff like that. This is what I'm saying here. So class name, so flex, code like this because they always break into two. Even though it's one element, the two should go to their separate line like this. Again, I think gap should just be one like this. So just save it. So for this one, so we have the class. I think it's okay like that already. So this is the one that I'm even supposed to put inside span. So span, let me put it over in span, but this one is going to be code. Or I can do it directly from the parent, and this one will not be code. But let me do it from here. Because by default, all your H1 or any H stuff, they are not code. So I like that. So, and how do you go this in? By saying font code like this. So save, then go back to the page. That is going to be code. But the text is big. The text is not of that size. So what is the size? So if you look at it now, the first size is 2.5 on mobile. So 2.5 on mobile. On the tablets, that's 4 REM. So what do we do? We do it directly from the parent, but it's the same thing. So on the mobile, so what we just do is the text, 2.5. Does this thing have 2.5? If it doesn't have it, it's something we can create by ourselves or you type it directly. So you can just say 2.5 like this directly. So if you go over on it, it will generate the class on the fly. If anything it doesn't support, put it in the square and it will generate it on the fly. So that's it for the medium, which is tablet now. What do we want to do? Text, I think is supporting 4 REM. I think that one should be 2XL. 3XL. You can even use 2XL for this chart. But 2XL here is at 1.5. So let me see 3XL. Okay, this one should be okay. 3XL and this one should be 5XL. Yeah, this is 3. So 6XL. I think it stop at 7. 7XL. Yeah, this is 4.5 too much. Let me use 6XL like that. So save and go back to the page. We should have the text coming out the way it is. So when it's on tablet screen, this particular. Why is it too big? Well, so what is now the size when it's on B screen? So on B screen, it's still 4. Okay, on B screen is still 4, like that. So I think from tablet upward is 4. But to me, I think on this medium is too big. So medium, I'll just change this one to large. But on medium, so on medium, what is too big to me? Text 4XL like this. So or 5XL. So on small tablets, use 5XL, which is 3 REM. But on a bigger screen, that's 1024, use 3.75. On this 768, use 3 REM. But it looks big. Maybe because of the system I'm using to view this stuff. As me is my system, I need to look tiny. Because that one is really wide. But this system, things are looking big, like they are looking big. Something is wrong here. Why is this one overflow like this? So something is wrong. But for now, let me leave it. So where are we? We are here. So we have this stuff. So apart from this, we have a text under it. So where is the design? We have a text under it, which is this one. And what is the spacing? So for you to know the spacing, just click on any one of them. Move to the second one that you want to know the spacing. As you can see, it's telling me that the gap there is 3 REM. So the gap between this and this, like me from the appearance, you need to use gap of 3 REM. But this is desktop. So this is desktop. We need to know what's happening on the other one. So what's the spacing between the two of them? This one is telling us that it is 1. So it is 1. So what is mobile? So 3, 1. This one too should be large. This is the problem here. So 3. Not showing. Just press Alt. As you can see, it's still 1. So by default, where is it? So this group. So we need to have another group. We need to have another group. So div. This is the one that will hold everything on the left. So move this one inside. And after this one, we're going to have the P. Inside the P, that's where we have this format. So this is the one now. So flex class name. So we have flex for gap, for the mobile gap is 1 REM. I think 1 REM is 2. No, it's 3. No, it is yeah, 1 REM is 4. But when you get to a last screen, the gap is 3, which is really much. So yeah, that's 12. You can see Tailwind is really, because the number are always the same thing, well, no matter the property you are calling. Okay, so now we have this. So say, then we need to style this our P2, because I think it's italics and it's font size. So what's the font size? 0.875. So on this one, 1.25. So let me just use the normal text size that is there. I think it's using 16 by default. So it's using 16 by default, but I can actually say text small. So I think what's the size of this one? Yeah, so you can see that's it. But by default, it's using base, and base is 16. So base we give it 16, but with the one we did is small, like that. But on the medium, it's using that 1.25. Yeah, this is that's it. Text large, I mean the 1.125. That's what it's using. Yeah, no, this one is 1.25, so it should be XL. Yeah. So this is Excel like that. So what is it using? It should be the same thing too on desktop. So the text should be italics. So it should be italics like that. Just mention italic. It's going to do the same thing for us. And I think the color has been set already. Or do we not set the color? The color is not set. Look at the color you're using. So we need to set the color of our text generally. Not that we'll be doing it one by one. Because now it's using black color. But this is not the color it's supposed to be using for our text. This is the color that design is using for the text. And we can do that setting from the body. So this is the color it's using for all our. No, it's not. This color is not the same. The color it's using here is green navy. Why this one is dark navy? So let me see all the other text. I want to see the one that is generic, and that's what I'll set down. Let me see this one too. This one too is dark navy. That means dark navy is the default one. Yeah. So the dark navy is the default one. So let me go to the body, which is going to be under our index. So index.html. Then from here we can apply the default setting for the stuff. So we can apply our text. Navy. Is it gray navy? Yeah, this is come outside. Gray navy. So that's what is going to always use by default for all the text. You don't change it. So go back to the page. See, that's what is always going to use by default because you set it on the body, and all your text they always take from their parents. You don't set it, but if you want to set it for them, then you can set anytime you need. But as a problem, we are only looking at the light theme part. We don't look at the dark theme. Don't forget, we are not working only on the dark. We are different colors. So you need to go and check. You can see that it's different. So when you are in dark mode, this is what we want to use, which is just white by default. So we need to talk to it that in dark mode, the text should be white. So in dark mode, use white by default. Well, in light mode, this is what we are using. So if you go back to the page now, it will not show because you can see in light, but once you go to dark, see how easy it is to make things easier. If you want to do this thing yourself using CSS, there's a lot of things you have to type to do what we are doing right now. So that's the advantage of Tailwind. To make things easier for you to work with both light and dark theme. So let me go back into the styling. This thing should be side by side. So what we have, let's go up. So what are we doing? So on that page, I don't think the color has the same. So we need to update this too. These two. Most of this one is still using dark. Yeah, he's using grey navy, but this one is not using it. So they are using dark navy. So we need to update it. So go back to the home. Like I don't think we have link. Let me remove this thing so that we don't have any error showing on the screen. So go back to the H1. We need to update the text. So this one is going to be text dark navy like this. Come outside. Yeah, dark navy. So update it. Go back to the page. Then should not match the way we are expecting it to work. This side, then we need to work on the other side, which is now this list item that we need to generate this. But you know that this is a component. Component is expecting the component it's expecting the text you want to display. And based on the text you supply, because we know the language and the program you can take. So based on what you pass, then it will pick their corresponding icon here. So and how do we do all this thing? It's kind of easy to do like that. So it's just conditional rendering that we're going to use to do all these things. So first, we need to create this component, or before you even create the component, let's do the layout first. So we are done with this left side. We need to do the other side. So we have this div. So inside it, we have the class, and this needs to be flex, and it's going to be who actually do. This is not what I want to do. So flex call gap should be around that five in between them. So now we need to get all our available questions, like the topics that we have in our system. Then we read like we map through it and we render this stuff. So how do we map through this stuff or how do we get the data? This is where our data now is going to come in. Have you copied this stuff? Have you copy the data. No, we did not copy the data. We did not copy the data. Why? So let me delete this one and paste the data inside. We are not calling API. We are not calling any API. The data has been given to us, even all the question and answer. Normally, if you are working with a data that's coming from the backend, so you have to fetch the data first. So which means at that place you have to show the loading state that you are fetching the data. When the data is back, then you show it like that. But since we are not calling the API, so this one will not. So what we need to do now is to go into where we have this file. So training, complete design. And what are we working on? It is front end quiz. So where are you? F F F. So this is it. So starter coach, assets, no, not assets. That's what I'm looking for. And place it that. So we need to copy the stuff into that our folder. So copy into our assets. So close this one, and as you can see, we have everything. So we need to come inside this quiz. Inside the quiz, we need to extract out all these titles. And as you can see that there is icon. So we need to extract out title. We need to extract out the icon. And again, too, you see that each icon has the color code. So these are the things you send down to this component. This component, this one is just a single component. But the component needs to receive the title, it needs to receive the icon, and it needs to receive the icon background. Because it needs to know the background is going to display at the back of the icon. But I don't, that one too, this component behind the scene too, it will be calling another component that will render this stuff. Because the same thing we have here is what we are going to have here later on. And we don't want to create it two times. We only want to have it once. But anyway we need it, we now use the stuff. So we send out the information to this. Then this one in turn will call another component behind the scene, which is this. The component is just this one. Then the image the stuff you send to it to display it for you directly. But the way this thing is coming out, they not follow what we are expecting it to follow, because now this thing is showing that it's coming from assets. But I don't think we have those icons inside asset. We have it inside these images. So which means we need to update the parts. So because this is where they are. Because if you look at that icon, and the icon for this one is icon 8mm, so which is this icon 8mm. But now it's telling us it's coming from asset. So we need to update this thing so that it works according to our project. So we need to remove all this one that is here. So remove all this one. So look for anywhere we have this stuff. Yeah. So delete them because it's coming from this part, not from what that thing is showing. So update it like this. So what do we need to do? What we need to do here is to come here and look through these quizzes like that. Look through it, then display the title, extract out the icon. We need to kind of extract the color here. So let me do it again. Because I don't want to be stressing myself. So for the data that is given to us, we supposed to have this color. You can actually pick the color from this image, but I don't want to be like that. So let me just copy the stuff. So this is it here. So we are going to add another key here. So icon. So it's going to be icon icon background like this. So the icon background is going to be whatever color you pass it. Then that component now, it will just be this. You don't need to stress yourself. So the same thing we did here, we need to do it for the other one. So let me close this one. This is for the HTML. So for the CSS, so what's the icon? What's the color code for that? So assuming you are working with the backend, the backend is supposed to send something to you. But since we have the data by ourselves, so we need to make sure that this thing is displaying the message. So this is the color code for CSS. So remove this one. Then for the JavaScript, this is the color code. Copy the color. Then close this one. So this is the JS. It's going to be icon background like this. So close. Then collapse this one. And lastly, we have this accessibility. So from there, copy this, see, copy the SVG. Then this is going to be the icon background. Yes, for the smart, it's going to do the necessary stuff. Yeah, so it's done. Now that's all. So this is all. So what do we need to do now? We need to import this data in this our home page, look through it, and only extract this information. Which information do we need? We need the title, the icon, and the background. When you now get here now, so when you get here, so when you get here, where's the, so when you now get here, as you can see, you need to extract out question. Because the page, this one doesn't care about the title. It will go and find all the questions that matches the one you click from that page. So we're going to send it because when you are going to quiz page, we need to send to that quiz page that this is the particular topic that we pick, and only the question under it is what you are going to see. So we are going to see we're going to be using URL to do the same instead of even using Google Station. I'm going to use URL to handle that so that I can show you. I've created context. Created context we are going to, but it's always good that we manage this in from the URL. Because URL now, the advantage of URL is that you can share it with other people. When you share it with other people, they don't need to come to this page to pick the question they want. It's already part of the URL. Then based on that, the thing will display the correct question for them. So yeah, let's create this component. So let's quickly create this component. This what can I even call it? Where is it? So down here under the component, okay, we only have one. So we need to create another component. So quiz selection item like this. So that's what I just want to call it. So JXX. So quiz selection item. Apart from this one, we have the question icon box. So the question icon box is each one of these boxes. So JXX. So let's quickly work on this one first. So RAFCE, because that one is not that much. So it needs to what is it going to receive? It's going to receive the icon and it's going to receive the background. So and where are we going to put the background? It's just going to be here. So we need to use our style. Then here just pass the background state. Background is going to be whatever background that they send into us, or you can just do background color here. Then it's going to be background code. So let me call it background code so that it's clear. Because we know that it's the code that we are sending to the stuff like that. So what is it complaining about? Background. Oh, they are not the same thing, but it's not highlighting them. What did I type? Oh, I know the spelling is wrong. Because since it's not highlighting them, it means they are not the same. So yeah, that one is done. So what is it complaining again? This one is let me remove this thing. This React props types. So let me remove this error stuff that is coming out because we don't need it right now. Because it's telling me that I should specify the type, but we don't need it. So where is it? What's the name of the error? The name of the error is React props types. So React props types. I know what is there. So React props prop type. Yes, it's not here. This and yeah. So what do I want to do? Don't be giving me all this off now. We had okay, yeah, yeah. So it's done. So it has removed that error message. But it's telling me to define the type. We're dealing with JavaScript, so we don't need to be installing any extra library to be defining what is. But it's telling us we need to define the type of the data that is coming back. Is it string? Is it number? Or all those things. But we are dealing with JavaScript. We don't need all those. So yeah, we need to use this our icon too. So the our icon, if you look at it now, we have this box, and inside the box we have the image, and we pass the icon, like that. And if you want, you can pass the name. If you want to receive the stuff, yeah, let me receive the name. Should I receive the name? Okay, I don't think I need it. Let me receive the name. Title. So instead of us displaying this thing, I will just use title. It's always good I use the text relating to what is going on. So now let's do the styling. there, which is going to be class. Because this one is dynamic, that's why I use tab. So the code will be coming in. So this is how you do dynamic stuff. But not everything here is just static, so I don't need to do anything. Like theory cannot help you with static stuff. Be dynamic stuff. Whatever you want to do with theory, it must be known when you are typing it, not something that will come in later on. Theory doesn't know how to do it. But this thing will be changing. And since it's going to be changing, thing will not do it correct. It will not work with it. So, what's the height and weight? Let me check the height and weight of the stuff. But it's the same thing for all of them. The 3.5. Then border radius. What's your border radius? I'm going to use 0.5. So I'm just going to use rounded. Rounded H should be 3.5. I don't think this is support 3.5. It's 3 and 4. Is 1.7. I think it's 3, but yeah, support them. So H14, W14 like this, 14. Flex item center, justify center, then text center like this center. So that whenever that is inside it, it will go to center. We need to use padding too. So P2, I think this one should be okay. 0.5. So around the box, should have this padding. And the image, I don't want the image to just be going anyhow. So this image, the W should be full like this. H should be full. That means 100%. Objects contain like this. So any one of them that is not trying to, do any nonsense stuff, don't go more than your parent. Just contain inside the parent. Like that. And again, everything is going to be perfect. So now we have this icon box. So where do we want to use it? We want to, let's do this one too. This item. So RAFC. So this item now is this entire white box. So this one too, it needs to receive the title, it needs to receive the icon, it needs to receive the icon background. You can say that I'm calling it another name. So know that you know that you don't need to use the same name for them. So here now, what do we need to do there? Inside this place, look like what we are building is this. So inside the stuff, as you can see, we have this box which have padding of this around 1.25. Then there is this two item side by side. The title take the remaining space that is left in the parent. So yeah, you need to have the icon. So what's the icon? What's the icon? We need to call this our is icon box. And you know that this thing will receive props. What's the props is expecting for us? It's expecting title, so it's going to be this title. It's expecting icon like this come outside, which is going to be icon. Then it's expecting this background code. But you know, is this stuff that we call it here. But this is what we need to send now. Then after, apart from this one, then we have our P now. And inside this P, we have the title that we want to display. So the only thing I just type here is this one, I think. So class name, but we know we need to check the color that is using. Let me see. I think it's using black. It's using black. It's using white on the acting. Set it up globally. Yeah. So you set it up globally. I don't think we need to talk about color. So the color has been set up already. It's only background that we just need to work on. So when it is like this, the background is different, and I think it's having shadow too. That is shadow at the back of the stuff. So it looks like that shadow. Yeah, you can see that shadow. Like that. But how do we create the shadow? Because the shadow is not part of the. You can use the tailwind one, and that's what I will do for now. Because I don't want to do too much of work. I don't want to be wasting time. When we want to talk about tailwind more later on, it's coming. So this one, what we just need to do is going to be flex one. Take off whatever space that is left in your parent. Then the font should be bold. What was it? Size of the text. What's the size of the text? So it is 1.75. So which means it's going to be, so on the large screen is going to be text large like this. Text large 1. No, text 2XL. What is 2XL? 1.5. 3XL. Yeah, it's too much. Let me use 2XL. 2XL is okay. I like that. I don't need this line. So save. Then this div itself needs to have background. So this one BG white on a normal this thing, but when you are dealing with dark, it is at BG navy. I think it's this navy. Let me go. Let me check so that I don't guess. So what is it using? He's using this. He's using navy. So BG app navy. So is that what we call it? No, we do not have app navy. Come outside now. BG navy like that or black. So there is padding there. So P. Let me see. Let me display as flex first. Flex. Item center because they are center. The gap should be around that five. Like that. So what is the dark shadow? So a dark shadow. So let me just use shadow small like shadow medium like that. I'll do white dark border radius. What's the radius? The rounded was what's the border radius? 1.5. So rounded. Let me see. 1.5. One of them is 1.5. Okay, this is 1.5 is a 3XL. Yeah, 3XL. So for the padding, what is it using as padding? 1.25. So P 1.25, 1.25. Yeah, this is so save. But I don't think that's what he's using on mobile because we are judging this thing based on text. So let me check. So let me check. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check mobile. What do we have on mobile? It's really hard to work with that mouse. To me, it's mouse like it's easier to move around. With this thing is what's the text? Using 1.25. What's the padding? Oh, 0.5. No, it can't be the same thing. So this padding is for when it is large. But the normal padding should be yeah, it should be 3. So save. So now where do we want to use it? This is where we are using the stuff. So let's import our quiz. So let's import our quiz first. So import quiz or whatever stuff like this. Then from it's coming from assets. So go back, enter assets, and import this JSON file. So we can also log it out so that you will see what is coming back. Like this. So save it. Let me just use data like that. So save, go back to the page and go to the console and check what we are. Can you see what we get back? You can see that inside it we have quizzes. And under the quizzes we have 4. So we need to look through the 4 of them. Then we take the title, we take the icon, and we take the icon back. Nothing concerning a bad question. Uh, wait, do we need? Oh, yeah, that's the title. So those are the things we need. So we need to extract out these quizzes. So let me extract the name. So quizzes. So here we're going to have this cons- quizzes is going to be this quiz data. Then because it might not be available. If it's not available, or maybe the thing is deleted, something shall happen. Just use empty array like this. Why this is going to separate? So here, delete this one. What is this? What's wrong with this? Nothing is wrong. But never use. What am I using here? Oh, so yeah. So now we need to look through this one. So come inside this place. So from there, these quizzes, then map the stuff. So we're going to have the quiz. Then on it, what do we want to render? So we want to return out our quiz. But why did I call it? Why did I add E here? This is wrong. This is not supposed to have E. Let me quickly correct it. Let me update this one too. You're not supposed to have. I'm not even checking. That's been complained. So it's not supposed to have. So yeah, quiz selection. Slow down. Quiz selection. Quiz selection. This is where we stop. With quiz selection tomorrow, or we now continue from it. So here we need to give it the key. The key is going to be quiz.title and no, I don't need to spread. Don't give me, don't come and be giving AI. Don't give me what I don't send you. So we need to send the icon. So the icon is going to be quiz, then dot icon. We need to send the title. So it's going to be quiz, then dot title. We need to send the other one, which is the icon code. Come aside. Yeah, icon background like this. Is that the value? Let me check. Or is this to match what we call it here? Yeah, icon background. So icon background. Correct. Like this. So saved, and I think everything is okay. So for each one of them, bring out this thing. Pass the necessary data we need to pass there, and if everything is okay, we should have it on the screen. But why is it now on top of each other? Okay, on tablet, yeah, tablet. So let me go to bigger screen. But it's supposed to cover up the entire that place. So why is it not covering up? It means that thing is not. So we need to talk to the two of them. Let me see. Desktop is supposed to be halfway through. So let me go to the desktop. The tablet they are on top of each other like that. But on the desktop, yeah. So this one reflects one. This one too should reflect one. So that's what is going to happen there. And there is a lot of gap in between them. So the stuff supposed to so on big screen the gap should be more than that. So large, I think the gap should be 10, not too much. Let me use 8. Then on the large screen, so on the large screen, this one should have flex one. This one too. On the large screen, it should be flex. Flex one is just mean you take half, you to take half. So that what this one to can full the entire stuff. But it should happen on large screen because we don't need it on small like that. Is this spacing not too small? I don't see, but because of my screen size. But now, if I go to a bigger screen, that should be enough space that we have. Now, there's a problem. The problem is that this thing was supposed to make it as why didn't I'm not seeing my border radius for this. Can I see that it works? I don't need to do anything. Based on the data you pass in, to render the correct stuff to the stuff. But border radius is missing on it. So where is that quiz icon? Border radius is missing. And then I put it. Oh, I did not put it. I put it to rounded. Oh, it's too small. It's too small. Let me add it now. Round medium. Let me see. Oh, round large. Yeah, I think it's okay. What is this large? 0.5. XL. Yeah, it will be like that. So this edge. So we need to make sure that this is a link that they can click on. Because I'm clicking on it is not doing anything. But once you click on the stuff, you're supposed to be able to focus to this. So we need to make sure that this thing is linked. And this, I think this thing is too much. The box shadow that I added, what did I use? I used medium. Let me use Excel. Yeah, I think this one makes sense. I want the thing to fade out like this. So this thing should be a link. So yeah, let me see. And it looks like okay, it's at the top. It's at the top like that. That's different. Close the stuff. Close the stuff. And as you can see, we don't want to see this quiz title when we're on the home page. So we don't want to see it on the home page. We're going to handle that one tomorrow when we are there. But for now, we need to make sure that this is a link. And once you now click on it, it will take you to the quiz page along with the title of the one that you picked Then based on the title, that's what we now use to fetch the question on that page. So how do we do this one? So it's kind of easy. We just need to go to that component. That's why we are creating component for all this thing. So just come here. Instead of this thing now to be this thing, it needs to be link. Because it's something that we want to click, so which is coming from this React Router. So where were we taking them to? We're going to this tool. So we need to construct our URL. The URL is this quiz. Then on top of it, we need to create what we call this query parameter. And what is query parameter? You only see it a lot on sites. Can you see now? After question mark, what you have here is what we call query parameter. And this is what you can use to send some extra information. So this you can call it like a state. So based on this data now, Figma knows what to do on the page. So look at my Figma. If you look at it currently, I'm in dev mode. So look at the URL. Can you see that they put this n equals to this? So by the time I reload this page later on, it will quickly go to this dev mode directly. It will fetch, like it will display the stuff for me based on what they are passing inside the URL. So everything after this question mark here is what we call query params. And as you can see, there is a key. The key is this node ID. The value is this 2491 iPhone, whatever stuff. Another one is this node type. Another one is this n. And as you can see, each one of them are separated by this symbol. So that's how you separate your query, because you can send multiple of them. But how do you separate them? You separate them using this and your data there. So what we can do here now, we can create our own. So after this quiz, we can just say that the quiz type is going to be whatever the title is applied to. So any one of them you click, it will put the correct title on the stuff. So save this one now. Go back to that page and you see that so for the HTML, can you see quiz type is HTML. So when you click on this one, as you can see, so now when we now get to that page, as you can see now, it's part of the URL. So based on this text now, we now use it to look like we look for the quiz that matches this title. We pick it from that stuff. Even though if the user change, if you don't get anything which display error to them, that because it's something that user can change from me. If I want, I can change it to something. And if it's not in our system, we need to tell them that we don't have that kind of stuff there like that. But we just assume for now that it's there. So we extract this thing out. How do you extract it out? The library that we're using for routing actually we can use it to get all these things from it, because it gives us some hooks that we can use there. So if I go to this quiz page, on this page you can actually get whatever URL that we're dealing with. So we can use or it gives us a lot of things. You have use params, use whatever stuff that it's coming from. So as you can see, we have this use param, we have this use search params here like that, which give us the details of the information that we pass in the URL like that. For example, this use search param now, so I can get information about my parameter that is there like that. Let me see what is written. This particular thing for electric. Yeah, so it's giving us this one. In case we want to set, we can set it too. But for now, let me just console that this one. Like that. So the console log is stuff on that page. Go to the console and can you see that we have access to it. But it's not giving me the way I want it to come like that. But I have access to the parameter that I set. So if it is dynamic parameter, it's something you can do too. Instead of using it like this, it can be a dynamic parameter, which means after this quiz, we do another slash, we now pass the quiz ID to like that. So if you don't want to do it like this, it means we can in our link, but I don't want to do that one because it's creating unnecessary stuff. So in this our route here, instead of having quiz, then we're going to use slash. Then we now have focus. So these dots, this column here, we talked about before, it means this side is dynamic. So which means after the quiz, you need to select, you need to supply the type that is. So if you want to use this method now, what we have to do is that in our, as you can see that it's not working again. So this is what you're supposed to do. So in that place now, we need to change it. Instead of it to be query parameter like this, so what we just do is just slash like this. So which means after this quiz, then put the title, and this one will work. It all depends on which method you want to use. So now if you come there, as you can see slash, so we click on it, it will still work. But now to get it, this is not what you are going to use to get it. As you can see, this one doesn't know about. If you are using query parameter, that's what you are going to use search params like that. But instead of us using this, there's still another way to work with this type. So to work with that kind of stuff, it's not going to be this that we're going to be importing again. So what we need to import is this use params like this. So once you use param, then this one will give you everything. So const params, like I will console log at this one too, so that you see what it's giving us. So from here now, console log like this, and I prefer this one because it will give you according to the name that you want. So params like this, so save, go back to the page, and once it's done, can you see now? We have the quiz type and we have the value that is supplied. So which means from here now we can display the quiz that you pick. So for now, let me just use what I will just do is this params, or let me just say quiz type like this for now. So this is going to be const quiz type is going to be params, then dot quiz type or unknown in case you don't supply anything or you supply whatever, which is always going to be there. I don't even need to do this one because for you to get to this page, you must supply this in. If you don't supply something there, it will not work. So now save it. You see that on the page in front of it, it will display whatever you put there like that. Down, we can go back to we can't go back. We don't have this. We don't have go back. So again, pick JavaScript. It will display the stuff. Go back, pick accessibility, display the correct stuff based on what you pass here. It doesn't care whether it is okay or it's not okay. Whatever you type in, that's what it will just display for us. Like so it doesn't care that it's correct stuff or not. But we need to make sure that we search for whatever that is here in our database. If it is here, we know that it's okay. But if it's not there, then we need to redirect them back to the home page. And what's wrong? Why is this not displaying again? Something is wrong. Something is wrong. That thing is not displaying again. But for now, let me just save this one back to the home page. Oh, you can see that this one will not work again because you can't just mention this. You must pass. But we need to undo that page later on. This one works here. But once we click on the stuff, it works here too. So now if you reload the page, what's going on? Reload the page is not working. But for now, I don't care about that one. We come back to it. For this is the only place we've worked to. Then in the next class here, now, the next class, we're now going to work on this page so that we make sure that this is the correct title at the top. Again, we work on all this design here. So we need to show the question, we need to fetch the question, we need to show the first one, then this thing too will be reading based on the question you are currently on. Whether it is one, it will give you the percentage. It is 10, it will give you the percentage. And again too, we need to create a component for this. And there's a lot of work on this one because this component, as you can see, it can zoom different form. So when you select this, how it's going to be. When you submit, if it is okay, this is how it's going to be. When you submit and it's not okay, this is how it's going to be. And again, you need to tell the user the one that is correct. We need to know how to handle all this scenario. And again, when you don't select anything, this thing is going to come outside on that like that. So it's not something that can just finish everything tomorrow. But we're going to start from there like that. And we see how it goes there. Because there's a lot of things that needs to be done on this component. Because it can have different form based on how it's working. And again, we're going to work on this stuff. I'm going to do this one, we're going to work on it tomorrow. We're going to work on this button too. And we'll work on the layout for this page. For now, we are done with our home page where we have this place. And again, too, you can toggle the light and but there's a problem here because we changed the color, we did not do anything with the dark. So let's quickly fix that one because we did not do anything with the dark. We only mentioned the, and that's what is always going to use. That's our H1. So if you check it, we only mention the color for this thing. As you can see, we only mention the color. So we need to return them back to white. So when it is in dark mode, the text should be white, like the other one. Yeah. Now go back. So and it's working the way we want it to work. But I will going to take care of this one because let me check what is wrong with that one. Let me, yeah.